Right, we're rolling. Back again for another fragrance review. I've been, well, I don't want to say flip-flopping, but kind of, yeah, flip-flopping between doing just fragrance reviews, and obviously I've put up some hair product reviews as well. Again, you know, like I can, the potential is that I can review other products as well, not necessarily just hair and fragrance. So they're things that I'm going to think about. But for anybody who does see these videos who wants to make some kind of input of what they'd like, maybe having watched some of my videos previously or just getting to know me through this one, maybe. The channel was created just to kind of put out information that hopefully people can find helpful, in terms of like an unbiased opinion, and review, quite detailed, of various hair products and fragrances, EDTs, EDPs and so on. So I just thought I'd do a little introduction there for anyone who does happen to see this, and if they want any other information from Grandpa Simpson, as I've referred to myself before. I've been around a long time. Again, I've always in the past, be it without going right into specifics, but for various shall we say, supplement lines in the fitness industry. I've done alpha logging, beta logging, even in terms of pre-workout reviews, mostly pre-workouts over the years. And in terms of even years ago when I actually wanted to get into media and be like a games journalist, I used to do, this is going back at many years, there used to be a company in the UK called Electronics Boutique. That's no longer operating. I think it was Game that bought them out or someone like that. I know that they went under, but they used to be a very big company in the UK. And I used to be a part of their website where every month you would, or even every week, I'd do game reviews, and most of the, like, against other people, professional and non. And it used to be if you won the award for the best review of the day or the week. I can't remember. This is how long ago it was. I think it was every week. You'd win like a prize depending on how detailed and how good the review was. So yeah, I've been doing the review process for a long time in different guises, in different formats. But for today, at least, we're going to go over an interesting one. So, and an interesting one in the sense of, again, from previous videos, I tend to be of the preference of EDPs, i.e. the Parfum. They're longer lasting on the skin. They're not necessarily always as radiant, but they project more consistently and have better performance, hence why you spend more money on them. Without further ado, this is Chanel. I have to turn it round so I'll get the full title. Chanel Homme Sport. So it's a few years old. I had this, I think this was bought for a birthday present. Might have been my mum or dad, I can't even recall. As you know, Chanel is a very, I don't want to say high-end brand, but or premium brand. So they tend to be kind of expensive. But back then when I used this, it was only for special occasions. So even though this is an EDT, it offers the radiance of the EDT, i.e. when you first apply it to the skin, wherever that might be, you get that big burst of projection, i.e. the radiance that people pick up on as well as yourself. And that lasts for like 2 to 3 hours, which is kind of impressive because, again, for a lot of EDTs, they tend to be very short-lived. So you get that hour or half hour with a lot of them of the radiance, and then it kind of dies down. Where with this one, the radiance is very impressive, but then it would be because it's Chanel, you pay a bit more money. Gonna do the smell test in a minute, just gonna go over the notes in my special notebook. And yeah, already without jumping the gun with a review, I do recommend this. Again, I actually started using it more recently, started clearing out my cupboard, going through a load of old EDTs, not just EDPs. Discovered this one, brought a smile on my face because, again, I thought I'd do a review of this because, again, it's very good. So without further ado, go through the notes. Once I find them. I normally have a pen as like a pen or pencil as a marker in here, and they seem to have gone missing. So bear with me. Okay, here we are. So for a 50 to 100 ml, I believe this is the 50 ml. Yeah, 50 ml. It ranges from 50 to 100 mil, and the price range is anywhere from 60 to 85. So say for the 50 mil, if you get this for 50, 60 quid, even though it's an EDT, I really recommend it, which we'll get onto once we start doing the review. But I've already kind of put it out there that it's recommended, especially for an EDT. That surprises me, because minus the Jean-Paul Gaultier original Lamau and the Roberto Carvalli Umio, which again is an EDT. EDTs nowadays tend to be very disappointing. It's not just my opinion. Most people I see buy EDTs, they buy it to save money. They hammer them on, meaning spraying all over, 20 sprays. And within 2 hours, it's gone, if that. So when you find an EDT, like I'm rediscovered an EDT, I recommend it wholeheartedly, because again, but we'll get into this. We'll go through the notes at least. So, the allure of freedom, an elegant and refined, so you're going to get a bit of spiel here, but anyway, composition, a fresh, sensual fragrance that enhances the scent on bare skin and in the open air, a composition that plays on the tension between freshness and sensuality, the sparkling freshness of Italian mandarin heightened by a crystalline accord, blends into the clean, intense notes of cedar, sensual almond tonka note, teamed with the enveloping notes of white musk, produce a deep and intense trail. Now, sometimes you read all that marketing spiel, it means nothing, because again, it kind of has to be backed up. Like, anybody can big up a product, but I think what's the saying, the proof is in the pudding, or the proof is in the testing, and in this instance, to smell it. So I'm going to put it on the skin. Obviously, I know what it smells like, but just to kind of go over how I perceive it, how I detect it. So yeah, already with the sillage and the radiance under an EDT, it's very, I don't want to say room filler, but that's how they work. They, at the minute they're hit, primarily skin, but you can test it on cards, but ideally you review on the skin. Once you get that burst, a lot of people will make the big mistake of being like, oh, that's really strong, and then expecting it to last for hours, or even just purchasing it blindly just off of that initial impression. So we're going to go through the notes, but let me just say again, for an EDT, the performance is very good. It isn't just a 2 hour. If anything, I'm similar to a Jean-Paul Gaultier review I did more recently, and a Roberto Carvalli, several hours. It performs like an EDP, but it has the radiance of an EDT, so that's the good thing, because some EDPs, they don't necessarily, or at least on my skin, they don't necessarily radiate off. So I'm going to go in for a closer inspection, and then I'll do the final review. So yeah, it's a fresh, clean. Again, the title sounds sporty, and like the chromeness of the bottle, you kind of get that impression of, I don't want to just say gym, but like a kind of a sporting event, or again, the imagery I get from the smell of being outdoors, you know, near the beach, something like that, and summery. You could wear it in winter, but more summery, a summery fragrance. So fresh, clean, a mixture of like aquatic, so like Acqua di Gio by Armani, Cool Water by Davidoff. There's several others just off the top of my head, but that kind of, you know, out the shower, clean, fresh. So yeah, it's very pleasant. It's kind of, it's strong as well. It's masculine, mass appealing. So I think in terms of age range, it can vary. I don't want to say just like 30 plus, but 20-year-olds could wear this and pull it off. Yeah, it's just very pleasant. I don't want to say it is anything completely special, hence why overall I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. I've started changing my marks more recently as of the surprise with some of the EDT qualities, because again, for me to give it an 8, I would say the price is pretty much on the money for a Chanel, but it doesn't offer that longevity of, say, an EDP, which some more recently, and most of them, for the good ones I've reviewed, the Bentley, for men, Prada Black, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Lamau. Oh look, there's Una, and this is my Bengal cat, and I've actually let her in the room today. Hello, Una. She's come to say hello and join in the end of the review. She's a cheeky little monkey, and I don't normally let her in the videos, but today I have. And she's being good. She's just like doing, I don't know, she's just sort of chilling there. So I'll leave her to it. Probably going to jump down in a minute, maybe not. Hopefully don't jump on me. Hopefully don't claw the back of my neck. And now you know. Anyway, so 7.5 out of 10. I do recommend it. Again, for the 50ml, it ranges from £60 up to 85 for the 100ml. I would say try it. I don't want to say that that's an amazing price, but especially if you see it on offer or less than the 65, or even, you know, less, like 60, 70 for the 100ml, I would really recommend it. So going over to recap the plus points, the sillage and radiance is very good. It's fresh, clean, mass appealing. Can be worn in different environments, but personally I'd say summertime on the beach, in the park, something like that. Dates as well, because I think that there's a sweetness element to it, and it's kind of got a darkness. Maybe that's a must, how I detect it, but generally just very pleasant. Not anything special, and in that sense that's why it doesn't get the 8, it gets the 7.5. So yeah, I've pretty much covered everything with this one. It was just a nice surprise, again, from digging out some of my older fragrances, to find this as an EDT. I was even surprised I had to double take on the bottom of the bottle. I was like, this can't be an EDT, but it is. But then it's Chanel, and it's a good one. So I'd recommend it. If you can find it on offer, definitely at least try it out on your skin, and if you like it, get it. I believe that there's a vanilla version of this, which I've tried as a sample, that was also very nice, bit different. Vanilla, as in the sense of it's like a vanilla colour bottle. I think it's called something different as well. I think it's Homme Sport, but it's just a silver. This is the silver one, and there's like another one that's sort of yellow. So maybe if you can try either, or they're just the same DNA but slightly different. So we'll end that there. So recommended 7.5 Chanel Homme Sport.